Hello, everybody. This is another episode with Geek. We are on our fourth episode already. We've covered everything from Aliens versus Predators. I've got a complete blank on the other episodes that we've done, but today
retro gaming and
retro. It's lucky that Peter is our brain.
Well, I got an IQ last time I measured at like 148 or something.
Oh, that's not bad.
I know, it's terrifying to think that this is a genius.
Yeah.
What did I say about the rest of us? If this is genius.
On today's episode, we are talking about our zombie contingency plans. I love this episode already. I am a big zombie fan myself and have really enjoyed thinking and pondering about what I would do exactly where I am should a zombie outbreak occur. Now, before we start, we wanted to quickly give a short plea out. Our last episode of Aliens vs. Predators, we reached 49 views. We want to hit over 50 for this episode. So,
please,
anyone listening, go out there, tell your friends, and please help us achieve that over 50 views to show that what we're doing, there are people out there, even if it's only a small amount, are enjoying what we're doing. So, as you can see the faces of the other members of Geekhead. My camera decided that it only wanted to show a close-up of my nostrils, so I turned it off. But just to remind everyone who they are, let's go around and introduce. I'm Guy.
I'm Connor.
I'm Magnus.
The silent one.
I think we lost Peter.
Oh, is he frozen? He has! Oh, that sucks. Oh,
well,
no.
we lost the brains.
We lost the brain. Has he gone off and...
has started.
Yeah, what's going on? I'm going to invite him again, but we're gonna start talking about things. Let me just quickly invite the old boy along. Fighting fit. Ah, this is a first. Oh dear. I think this is Peter coming through the message.
Uh-oh.
Yes, it is. Oh, couple of minutes. Okay, so while we wait for Peter, Magnus, what have you done this week to make the geek proud?
Well, last week I was, again, like we said in the episode, last week me and Connor went to watch Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
How was that?
That was really good. It was a really good sequel. I love the first one, but the first one dragged on a bit, but this one here was straight to the point, and I really enjoyed it because it's one of the first films I've seen first film I've seen and I've enjoyed, which is in the view of someone else other than like a human being.
Okay, that's cool.
It's just really cool seeing how they've built an ape society and how the directors built it up, which I really find interesting, and I'm in the middle of writing a review for that at the moment, which hopefully all of you can read soon.
That'd be cool.
I think that's about it, really.
I have been watching Falling Skies. Peter, you back?
I think I exist again.
Yes, you exist again. Okay. So we were briefly just talking about what have you done this week to make the geek proud, and Magnus and Connor saw the Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Dawn
I have as well.
of the Apes.
I need to see this. I need to see this movie. I need money. So if anyone out there is willing to give me money, I'll take it.
I just say you need to see this movie. It's a good movie.
Exactly. This is exactly why I need money. Okay,
Whereas
so
I need to buy food.
yeah, that's no good. That's too common. I need it more.
We need to be unique.
Okay. Well, I've also watched Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, but I did something a little bit different yesterday. I watched the new Hercules movie.
Ooh.
Any good? With
Uh,
the Dwayne Johnson, that is huge.
Dwayne Johnson's good.
What about the rest?
The Amazon chick, hot.
And
It's not terrible.
And that's what
It's
you
not a
liked
bad-
about it.
It's not a bad movie. It's not a bad movie. Okay, it's silly plot, dumb action, loud, idiotic, and yes, that is what I liked about it. What I didn't like is that it demythologizes a lot of the stuff.
Right.
Because it's the 12, what is it, the 12 tasks of Hercules, isn't it? Or is it
Not
trying
quite.
to be?
This is after the 12 tasks have happened.
Okay.
Sort of.
All right.
Like,
Hmm.
long after. This is after the 12 tasks. It does actually pay a lot of homage to a lot of the obscure bits of the Hercules myth, so that's really nice.
Okay.
But, yeah, I kind of like there to be actual mythology in my Greek mythic epics, because,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
cool.
I've always enjoyed the Greek and Egyptian mythology.
But
Yeah.
you do have a moment where The Rock body slams a horse.
There was no CGI in that scene.
I doubt there was. There's also a moment where he kicks a horse cart like 15 feet, which I don't think even he can pull off, because he's big and strong, but,
Well, it's one of my favorite scenes of Conan, where Conan just knocks that camel to the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta admit, if you're gonna have a guy playing Conan or Hercules, it does help to have a guy built like The Rock.
Yeah, it's
He
true.
has superhuman strength. You look at The Rock and you go, yeah, okay, I buy it.
Yeah, it's yeah, okay.
Look.
he's also confirmed to be a DC character for the Justice League.
Has he confirmed that?
Really?
He's confirmed.
Yeah, he
they
did.
haven't confirmed which character, but he is in the Justice League.
He did say he was hoping and planning something to do with the DC universe.
Well,
Yep.
I didn't know he confirmed he was in it, but I do know he's been posting on his Twitter recently a couple of pictures of, let's say, Black Adam
Yes.
and Shazam.
Yeah.
And
So
for those pedantic geeks, the character's name was actually changed to Shazam recently from Captain Marvel, so it is valid to call him Shazam now.
yep, New 52. He's Shazam now.
Tui.
Shazam!
New 52. Tui.
But let's move on
I
to
miss my Clois.
let's move on to our main topic today. We don't want to go on too long.
Okay.
So, I think, Peter, you would be a good place to start, really. Let's start hear your zombie contingency plan.
Okay, but whenever you're doing this kind of debate, you have to define your terms.
Go
What
for
kind
it.
of zombie apocalypse? And really, I think you can break it down into generally 3 kinds of zombie apocalypse. 3 main sorts. First sort, Night of the Living Dead zombies. And that kind. You only turn when you're infected by another zombie, when you get bitten. They are slow and they are stupid.
Yep.
You got those kinds of zombies. In which case, I'll be honest, I do not plan for that apocalypse because that cannot become an apocalypse. Seriously, they are so slow. It's just like, rah.
But they don't sleep, which is their big advantage.
Yes, and they move at 2 miles an hour and can be outrun by going at a brisk stroll. And they also seem to have heads made out of tissue paper, usually. So, I don't think we're in danger of those ones. Okay, if you get a widespread infection happening originally, like in Resident Evil, okay, sort of. But you don't really need to plan for that because I don't think... I mean, if you ever look at the precautions that these bio-research companies take, they are not letting that out. It does not get out, ever.
No,
So that's
they're
the first
very
one.
good. They are very, very good.
Second type is Walking Dead / original Dawn of the Dead style zombies. That is everyone who dies becomes a zombie. That's it. In which case, that is scary.
Pretty
Prove them.
terrifying out of what I've seen.
Well, that's just taking one example. one of the most important places keeping society running, hospitals. I think we can all agree pretty essential.
Yeah.
How often does a person die in a hospital?
Every week, easily.
I don't know.
once every day.
I think
Every day.
like at least 1 in every 3 people who gets admitted to a hospital as an emergency patient dies. Not I've strolled in to get an X-ray done, people, or the maternity ward, but
Oh.
outside of the maternity ward, a lot of the people who go to hospital are going to die. So you're losing a lot of hospitals as suddenly the dead rise, eat the doctors, no more doctors in major hospitals. That's going to cause problems. So you can see society falling apart from that. Plus,
Yeah.
a number of times people stab each other in prison and so on. Yeah. And then you've got the third type, which is, oddly enough, they're not actually often zombies, but Left 4 Dead, 28 Days Later, remade Dawn of the Dead style zombies, the ones who actually know how to run.
The Last of Us.
Oh. Freaking run!
Yeah, because our biggest advantages against zombies are we are smart and we can jog.
Screw you!
It's a trap!
Roll!
Remove the jogging, and we now have problems because zombie happens, and then suddenly, what the hell's going on? And then you've got another zombie quickly, and he's going sprinting off, and it's just a nightmare. So you got those 3 kinds of zombie apocalypse.
All are pretty terrifying in my opinion, but
I say the third one.
So we're going to stick to the fast zombies, the most dangerous kind of zombie.
Yeah. Let's up the stakes.
So what do I do in case of that? All right, number 1,
tell us.
I destroy my stairs. No, seriously. One of the easiest ways to give yourself a bit of safety is to be high up. Because, like, there's only so high a person can jump. If you're 20 feet above where anyone is, there's not a lot of odds, unless they do, like, World War Z movie human pyramid style tactics, they're not likely to be able to get to you very easily.
What in the event that you have to get out from your room?
Okay, I have a window I can climb out of. I am
What, they're
climbing
just
to my
waiting
roof.
for you?
I'm climbing to my roof.
well, they'll most likely be crawling their way up, and then you can probably just bash them down slowly.
Well, yeah, they're going to be slow getting to the roof, but I live in terraced housing.
Uh-huh.
So I can get from place to place pretty easily by running across rooftops. It's not foolproof, and there's only so far I can get, but I can
That'd
get
be pretty
there.
terrifying seeing someone like you running across rooftops as well.
But first one is secure where I live, with an easy way to get to a place I can move to. Number 2, block off my street. So use things like parked cars, thrown luggage, dumping things at the end of the street. Like I say, it's terraced housing, so it's relatively easy. But I start blocking off the street, and yeah, they can go through houses and everything, but it's still going to slow them down a bit. And step by step, I block it off as much as I can, using as many other survivors as I can wrangle into it.
Coerce.
Threaten at sword
Come to
point.
my domain.
The fact that I actually have, a few swords with me, not exactly, military grade, but big heavy lumps of steel anyway. I have a weapon.
To be fair, I would join you. So I
Me
see that
too.
sort of like, yeah, okay.
Me too.
Okay.
And in terms of
I
clothing,
volunteer.
I'm also a biker, so I am wearing my biking stuff. Because human teeth, I'm not getting through that.
Yeah, that's going to make you really, tired and sweaty.
Well, I'll be heavier, but my bike stuff weighs like 15 pounds. Spread across the whole body, not that heavy.
No, the military carry more on their backs when they're trekking around.
Well, yeah, modern military soldier carries more stuff than the medieval knight had.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like
Isn't it about
twice as
25
heavy.
kg and it's like 25
Sometimes
kgs on
closer
his
to
back.
35
Yeah.
kilos. All the gear
Really?
is about 35 kilos. Medieval Knight had about 15 to 20 kilos of gear,
Yeah.
including his spare weapons.
They didn't have backpacks, so it was just armor and weaponry.
Yeah, but
so-
again, that weight is spread evenly across the whole body.
yeah.
Yeah, but it also restricts your
Yeah.
movement, so it kind of balances
It's a
out.
trade-off there. Yeah, but when you're
Then
in a
again,
place
he's
where...
not wearing medieval knight armor.
Yeah,
So.
and if one bite leads to me becoming a zombie, you got to get that trade-off.
Would
So,
you like to hear my plan?
Yeah, because my first...
Go for it, Connor.
Just to
I
summarize
think my
step,
plan trumps every other plan on the planet.
do you have a
You
nuke?
build a lightsaber.
If
Okay,
if
so
this
here's
is
my
go
plan.
to a military base,
Here's my plan.
okay.
Okay. Step 1. I managed to find a rubber dinghy, which I actually have in the attic. Step
Okay.
2. I inflate the rubber dinghy near a river. I get onto the river and float down it. Step 3. I find myself a boat, get up north. I enjoy the cold, but I get to, say, Norway. It gets so cold that flesh instantly freezes. This instantly becomes a problem for dead things.
Mhm.
They're
I like
not
this
getting
The
plan.
near
only
me.
flaw, the only flaw is you live in Coventry, which is
Which
the
is
heart
in-
of England.
Yeah, you're about as far from the coast as you can get in England.
And that's why
You are exactly in the middle.
there are no zombies in the world in any form of film that have ever swam.
Zombie fish.
Depending on how you
No.
describe that they
There
exist,
are.
Pirates
There
of the
are.
Caribbean zombies.
There's one zombie movie. I forgot what. But the zombie ends up fighting a shark. If anyone remembers
Why
that
have I never
on our
seen this
views,
movie?
I'm trying to remember. It's okay. One sec. It was actually in the SFF's greatest moments of all time.
No way.
Zombie versus
I've got it
shark.
here right next to me. Let me quickly turn to it.
What kind of obscure zombie film is this?
An awesome zombie film that we
Zombie
must
Flesh
watch.
Eaters. It's called Zombie Flesh Eaters, where a zombie fights a shark.
Are we counting
I
this
don't know
for
whether it
canon?
wins. I've not
Because
seen
if
it
it
myself.
is, I have to change my whole plan.
Of course we have to count it as
No.
canon. It's all fiction.
I think the real problem is
Then
it's
I
really
have to go
hard
to
to
my plan
plan.
B. I have to go
The
to my
trouble
plan
is-
B.
Go
We're
to
trying to plan
Asda.
for fast zombies, in which case we are screwed.
Plan
Let's
B.
be
Yeah.
honest.
I get myself to Asda, seeing as I work there. It's
Lock yourself in.
It's only a brisk walk from here. It's very easily defensible, and I have easily over 2 to 3 years worth of supply of food there.
The
Yeah, but
trouble
we've
is,
all
That
seen
would go
Dawn
out
of the
of date,
Dead.
though.
No, because
so many places
it's canned
people can get
food.
into there, though.
Yeah,
That's the
Dawn of the
problem.
Dead, 28 days later. If you go to a supermarket, it only ends badly.
But I know my exits. The exits are very strong and defendable. There'd be no way of them being able to get in.
What about
Glass
the glass
doors.
doors at the front?
Yeah,
There
the
aren't
glass
any glass
doors.
doors
There
at
are
the front
glass
because
doors.
there's metal shutters on them. You guys
Ah.
don't get there early enough in the morning to see them, but they're pretty decent, strong shutters. And behind those metal shutters are another grid grate of shutters.
Mm.
You're right. I'm
All
never at
and-
Asda at 3 a.m.
And
I can
that's
see
the
this
same
working.
on all your exits.
Huh.
On top of which, I'd also have access to the security cameras, so I'd be able to check.
But there we have a problem, though.
See,
Lack
if the
of
electricity
electricity.
was working, I'd be able to use the cameras. If not,
Hmm.
but I'd still be able to get in.
Yeah,
Well, to
I
be fair,
think-
I'm sure something like that would have its own generator as well.
Well, I'm not too sure, but
No, it
maybe.
doesn't.
This is Asda.
Yeah, it's not America. If it was in
Hospitals,
America, it
military
would have.
bases.
If it was American, it would have its own generator.
I think the real question, though, is there any way we can actually evade fast zombies? Because I don't know that we can.
The only one I've really seen that you like evading is getting up high, like getting up not in a building, but getting up a tree. Because
Yeah, like I say, I can easily get to my roof, so I can evade, but then the trouble is, they're on the streets below, so how do I go place to place? I can get a certain distance on terraced housing.
but but it's a straight line.
It depends how intellectual the zombies are, because if they are intellectual enough to group up, then you wouldn't be able to. But if they were just running at you one by one, you'd stand a chance at actually battering them away as you tried getting from point A to B.
Yeah, but you'd tire out as well, though.
We've got a question, do they herd?
Yes.
I think it'll be an automatic assumption that yes. And you could one alternative is you do a solid snake. You get in a box and move slowly.
And I can fit in any box.
Well,
if
you can get into a nice, good, solid mobile box, then you do have quite the advantage. So, can
put
anybody
wheels on the
get into a
bottom
tank?
and slowly move around.
No, let's just get a tank.
Yep.
In the Midlands.
You'd have to come more towards my way. Yeah, I've got the military vehicle base just outside Tewkesbury.
Yeah, one good thing though.
There's one flaw there. How do we get to Guys?
How do we get to Norway?
Well, actually, one thing to think about.
Which will take years.
One of the things that's common to zombie stuff is they try to stay in the city. That's a terrible idea usually. If you can get a fortified location, okay. But there are in Coventry there's what, 300,000 people?
Yeah, it's about that.
300,000 potential zombies in a small area. If you go into the countryside, you might encounter groups of 20 at most. Which you can't.
They're scary zombies. They're farmer zombies. They're like tank zombies.
I don't think they're going to be walking out hillbilly style with a shotgun though if they're a zombie.
No, but they might just have zombie tractors.
Actually, tractors are not a bad vehicle now I think about it.
Yeah, tractors are actually pretty good because they disperse all the weight.
They're very high up.
Also their build completely changes how zombies act though. Like people show that you just kill zombies, but people don't take into the consideration that the person's build would go with the zombie. Like imagine encountering like me as a zombie compared to encountering like
Peter
Johnson as a zombie.
Yeah, I'm not fighting Rock Zombie. I don't put my odds on. But then again, if you've ever actually looked exposed to the elements, how quickly a human body decomposes, do you know how long you need to actually basically for it to lose anywhere between 40 and 50% of the muscle mass? Weeks.
It's a fairly long time.
Well, actually, exposed to the elements, you start to decay within a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, you open up a coffin that's been there 6 months, and that's a relatively sealed environment. You've pretty much got desiccated corpse.
Well, it depends, because zombies are classified as living dead or like undead. So are they classified as completely dead?
Do they decay or not?
Well,
that's another question that we need to address.
That is a good question.
Because if they're
in The Walking Dead, if we quote the Walking Dead Bible, if we go back to the comic, they do decompose to an extent, and they are affected by the elements. Like there's an entire section where they're in winter where the zombies are basically frozen, and the humans love it because they can't move. So
is that in The Walking Dead?
Exactly. That is my theory precisely.
It sounds like you're talking about World War Z or the Zombie Survival Guide.
No, this was in the Walking Dead comic. It was early on, like one of the early volumes. But there's a volume where it's all in winter and they're enjoying the zombies being stuck in like the frozen lakes or rivers.
Now, the other thing is, how long would all the food in the world actually last?
Yeah, and it's kind of like we would then have to move on to the extended plans, but
depends
I think
on how many people you have. We've currently got enough growing capacity on the planet to feed about 11 billion people, and we have enough food supplies to give every person on the planet 3 squares a day for about a week, I think.
But I think the longest sell-by date I've seen is 5 years, and that's pretty decent canned food.
Yeah, but canned food theoretically has an infinite lifespan.
Not always.
They legally have to put a sell-by date on it, but if you've got perfect vacuum sealing, technically that food will never go bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Theoretically, yeah. Practically that doesn't happen, but theoretically. Canned food, probably you've got a few years out of it, though.
Yeah. But even
So
then, many
long
people
term,
manage to
looking at,
perfectly vacuum pack something.
yeah,
So
it's not very
plans
common.
have to involve also somehow like agriculturing something.
Yeah, you'd have to move into agriculture. And that's kind of like with The Walking Dead Series 3, that's what they're moving into. They're moving into trying to create their own food to then raise their standard of life.
But right now we're just kind of focusing on immediate survival needs.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, the overall
So,
plan seems to be defensible location or very sparsely populated location.
Yeah. I live in a small town, and I literally from my flat I can see a river. And so my ideal plan is that my flat is pretty well defendable, and if I need to move upstairs, then I can. I can barricade the door, and I don't have to really worry about too many things.
Destroy the stairs.
Exactly, just get rid of the stairs and stay indoors. And then I've got a hardware store right across the street that sells axes and many other garden implements. I would raid that first. That would be my first port of call, because I can get hold of a hatchet, a scythe. My wife is extremely agile. She'll beat down a couple of zombies with me as well. We'd be the dynamic duo.
You'd be laughing while you slaughter the brutes.
It'll be like Mr. and Mrs. Smith be gazing lovingly into each other's eyes, holding hands, while decapitated heads fly around us.
If you can get any gear, try to find a riot cop who's dead.
Oh, definitely.
We've
Actually, in Tewkesbury, for some reason, we have a bomb disposal squad that is called out almost on a monthly basis. We see them flying around the local area. No idea what they're doing, but we've got a bomb squad here.
They're planting bombs for you. Beware.
Actually,
we've got those crazy farmers out here.
Crazy farmers.
That gives you something the rest of us don't, because if you're not from the UK, one thing to understand is we do not have guns.
Yeah.
They're here, but they're very hard to get a hold of.
If I found a farm, I could possibly get a shotgun. Maybe.
Yeah. So, which means
But you can also
reliably
use the
speaking,
farming land, which is probably the best benefit.
Yeah.
It's okay, I have a guitar.
Well, zombie
Reliably
land, play
low.
the instrument in the supermarket and then knock some heads off.
we have to go for hand-to-hand weaponry if we're trying to think about how do we fight a zombie.
Hatchet to the head.
But then you got a good chance of it getting stuck. Plus, the penetration of a hatchet is going to be barely millimeters through the skull.
Cricket bat.
I would go for the back of the neck, though. I wouldn't be going for the skull. You go for the back of the neck.
But even then, you're not looking at
Crossbow.
particularly good odds.
Yeah, it's true.
And can you reliably shoot a target with a crossbow?
No.
I can.
It depends how far away it is.
Ooh, look at you.
Yeah, my preference as a weapon is something blunt, in all honesty. Blunt force trauma.
Yeah, I still see myself with a cricket bat. I can swing that thing with pretty good force.
Plus, it's relatively bladed. You can crack a skull much more easily with that.
Yeah.
But you're still looking at least 3 or 4 shots to get through the human
What
skull.
if we all build ourselves some flails?
Yeah.
Just be swinging
couple
them
of-
around.
The great thing about a cricket bat is it does have some reach on it, so I can shove them around without them getting too close to me.
Solid hockey stick will do the same thing, won't it?
Shovel.
Yeah, hockey sticks.
Shovel,
preference-
they're actually relatively heavy. It's weird.
Yeah. A
That's
good
true.
spade
It's also
will
top
do a
heavy.
good
Get
lot.
a titanium alloy fiber optic
Oh
shovel.
dear.
If I'm going to go any easily accessible thing, I'm thinking sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer. Makes sense.
I mean, if I could get myself like an actual war hammer, if you've actually seen a proper war hammer from military time, like we always
Yep.
picture this massive thing like the size of a brick. The actual head of it was not that big. It was like 3 or 4 pounds of metal. It's not that big a thing. It's about, I don't know, the size of a ketchup bottle.
I have the perfect
Yeah, but
weapon.
then you think about the mechanics of it. It's made that way because that has a higher penetration than if you've got a
Exactly.
wider radius.
You're
Yeah.
trying to get through the skull, so you want penetration. You want a weapon that's going to punch through, but you can get out easily as well.
Looking at the corner of my room, I just realised the best weapon would be a D&D player's handbook. Those things are
Well, actually,
solid.
we're neglecting something. Yeah, we're geeks. Is any one of us dual
Feel
cast
the power of
cleric
my
or
imagination.
paladin?
Cleric spell.
Has any of us dual class the paladin or cleric?
Turn and then woo.
We've got
What
enough books, textbooks, to barricade our entire houses maybe twice over.
And we can
I'm
like
honestly
use
just
pages
thinking-
and make like little sharp points and stick them on our doors.
I've
I
got
am just
enough
thinking-
DVDs to kill an army of zombies.
I have got 2 broadswords, 1 katana, one smaller one. I think it's a nagatami. I don't know the names though. And one of those really short ones they'd use to kill themselves.
Yeah, the little daggers.
The one
So
that you
not
really
sharp.
want to use.
Yeah.
They're not sharp, but like the short one I have, you can put that through the eye socket into the brain pretty easily.
I'm just
Yeah.
imagining Peter running around going, poking people in the eye.
I don't
I think
want to
it's
have to
best
get that
to
close to
more
a zombie
brutally
though.
stab. Again though, I'm going to be wearing biker gear, so I'm actually a little bit armored.
Yeah, but
It's
the thing
even-
is,
it's
the
even
undead
got a
are
high
still
collar, so the
pretty
neck is
strong,
okay.
aren't they, compared to normal people? So they'd be able to throw you around.
Depends again on how decomposed they are.
Yeah, muscle tissues.
I mean, I've got enough food and stuff in my flat, if I can barricade it off, to last 2 weeks. 2 weeks, and the fresh zombies are starting to lose a lot of their strength and muscle tone already.
Yeah,
Plus,
that's
they
true.
don't heal, so accumulated injuries are going to become an issue. If I were able to get to like the top floors of other places, barricade them, get through ceilings and so on, I might get a couple of months' worth of food. If I can get 2 months, that should be enough time, assuming decay happens. Because if there's no decay, I'm screwed regardless. I'm dead. There is no way to survive if they don't decay. If they
Okay,
do
there is.
decay, well, then the only way to be safe is
So
to kill
you
every
attempt to
zombie.
wipe out every single one of them. 5-a-day rule, guys. 5-a-day rule.
Potentially, you got potentially 7 billion zombies to work your way through. Let's see.
Yeah,
at a rate...
but luckily we're in England, so it's considerably less.
Ah, that's true.
Okay, so about 70 million zombies to work through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. 365
But let's
days.
take-
a
That's
let's-
like,
year.
again, like if we went somewhere like Norway, that's connected to all of Europe and Asia.
So you're
So,
saying we should go to the Outer
eventually-
Hebrides? We all make
No,
our way to
just-
Scotland.
I've got it. We go to the Shetland Islands.
No, you guys, screw all that. I'm going to Lapland. I'm going to throw myself at Santa's protection. Because if anyone can survive, it is Father Christmas.
I've been good
Just
this
one
year, Father
Peter.
Christmas.
Worst
Just one
comes to
issue,
worst.
Peter.
What?
What if Santa has turned?
Oh,
Then I
wow,
will
you're
bash
dark.
Father Christmas's head in with a quick hammer.
Is
But
there much
you know
point
that
in
he's
Santa's been
got
turned?
infinite manufacturing capacity, flying reindeer, and so much coal.
If we're pulling this into account, I'm gonna just say, screw it. I'm going to like the Death Star and just
I
blowing
was
up the
just
planet.
about to say that.
Okay. Yeah, but the Death Star is not an actual part of human storytelling. Father Christmas
I
is.
guess.
It's part of my human storytelling.
Guys,
I don't
we
think
go.
anyone actually believes.
Guys,
Although,
we follow the teachings of C.S. Lewis. We walk through a wardrobe.
although there is a Star Wars novel with kinda zombies on it in it.
No.
Of course there is.
Yeah, they did a random spin-off, and it was kind of it is more of a spoof. It's part of the old canon, and there was a virus. You had the undead, and it was pretty cool because obviously you had the undead, and you also had a lightsaber because it was made for the fanboys. We really wanted it.
Let me guess, Boba Fett survives.
No Boba Fett.
Oh, okay. He just tends to survive everything, so it's just...
Oh my goodness. Well, is there anything else that anyone wants to mention briefly before we wrap up?
If any of you guys have an interesting plan, comment below.
Definitely.
We'd really like to hear it.
We want to hear all of your zombie contingency plans.
Hopefully you don't have, like, flow charts like Peter, but
Oh well.
If you do, include them. We want to see if they are as good as
Do
Pete's.
we?
We will go over them and create a grand plan if we get any submissions or enough
We can
submissions.
make our own role-playing game based on these events.
To be fair, there's not really a good zombie RPG out there. Like there obviously on the consoles there are, but not really like a D&D version
Yeah.
or anything that associated.
Yeah, I'd love to try a role-playing zombie game. That'd be great.
It'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be pretty fun. But we have really enjoyed our evening. I'm not sure if Peter, are you still there? Peter's frozen again. Oh, never mind. Peter's gone again. We had this problem at the beginning of the episode, but again, hopefully this week I should have some time on my hands to get the website actually online because I'm almost there. So we should have all of our videos, all of our reviews and essays that we're planning that we've already done on the line. So we will be back. We'll be back next week. We haven't yet decided what our episode should be. So if anyone wants to give us an episode idea, we'd be more than happy to take it into consideration. But again, talk about this with your friends. We want to hit that 50 views. And from Geek Ed, this is good night.
Geek out.
Good night.
Hello there, and goodbye again.